Alright, what's up guys? Showtime Shred Fitness over here. Size, growth, get big. Alright. So, like I said in the earlier videos, right? So the first show I ever did, 1992, Northwest Natural. Didn't diet, didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Last place, right? Tyler Merrill took first place. That guy went on to do all kinds of good things and won the Emerald Cup the year after that, and I was my prep coach in the 90s, and then Roger Baker was my prep coach when I won the big shows and the Open NPC competitions, right? And so posted one of Steve Hassan too. He's also one of my prep coaches through the 90s as well. Learned a lot from both of those guys, right? And I was a better athlete because of it. 1993, still before I met T-Bone and Steve, right? Fourth place, much better than dead last, right? So I got top 4 in the Mr. California, and that was natural. California Natural, name in the magazine, all that good stuff. Then, after that, 1994, Mr. Tri-Cities. Okay, that one didn't do too bad. Okay, I got top 3 in the in both. I think I got both teenage division, and I was either 3rd or 4th in teen. I think I was 3rd. Can't remember. A long time ago. It was also open. Out of the open guys, there's like at least 5 or 6 of us, right? And I was top 3 in that. And that was open men. And that was my last year as a teenager. So I was very, very pleased with that. You know, going into the ranks against the, the men that are in their 20s and 30s, I felt good with that, about that. So that was a good thing. And, but the problem was, okay, I was in the Navy at the time, right? And so I'm freaking out because here it is, week out from the show, right? I go down to do my workout, right? I was like, oh, hell no. And plus, we're going out for a 3-day deployment. We're coming back. I was like, man, I can't be going for deployment, man, because by the time we get back, I'm not going to have time to get my shit done. The fucking gym was secured. How was I supposed to train, right? So, man, I'm not pleased about this, but I'd watched every single day since I got out of high school, right? And I've been now in the Navy for almost 2 years straight. And, about 1 year and 3 quarters. So I've been watching Lionheart and Bloodsport and Pumping Iron, right, on almost a daily basis. And we all know the story about Arnold Schwarzenegger going AWOL for Mr. Junior Europe. He won the show, yada yada, right? And the key is he won the show, right? I'm a 19-year-old ding dong you're talking to, right? So, and then Van Damme, right? He went for the Kumite, not Van Damme, the guy who was playing, which was Frank Dukes, right? And he went down. He went AWOL, right? So I thought I'm going to go AWOL too. Fucking, gym, it's closed, secured. I can't prep for a show in these conditions, right? So I went like I was just going to go on Liberty, right? And we're supposed to go on deployment. On Monday, we come back either like Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. And then I would get off the plane, out the ship, board the plane, and then go compete. Well, I didn't do that. So Friday, I felt bad for poor Senior Chief, man. Senior Chief Shepard, he helped me with my freaking, I had my dumbbells and my sea bag and all this stuff. I had a lot of fucking shit I was carrying. It's heavy too, right? And he offered to carry one of my dumbbells and almost fell down. Okay, and then we're going up and down these stairs, right, on the ship. That's where he tripped and almost fell. And he kind of hurt his shin and stuff. And I knew I was in trouble when I got back. But he already had punished me because I went, it doesn't matter, right? So, yeah, that's right, because I did the Arnold Schwarzenegger voice over the A1MC, right? Because when we're on watch, we're supposed to, we've got this list of things with taps and Reveille and all this shit, right? So it's my turn to do Reveille, right? And you just read off a script. That's all you gotta do, right? So I thought it'd be funny doing Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice, right? So, and did the Reveille one, or I did the sweepers, right? Everybody's got to sweep, you know, at a certain hour, and so it's sweepers, man your brooms, and I went through that whole thing, right? And I guess a lot of people got a kick out of it, but you know, senior chief, he didn't think it was so funny, so I had to do restriction on the ship, man. I had to fucking do like graveyard watches, man, where I had to scrub from midnight to 4 in the morning, fucking ring the bell, not ring the bell, but clean the bell, you know, with the shiny silver shit and all that stuff. It was a pain in the ass, man. It was like a long 45 days of not being able to leave the ship, and on my liberty days and fucking doing the mid-watch and shit, and on my duty days. It was a bitch. But senior chief and I ended up getting along really well, you know, at the end of that thing. And here I go and piss him off, let him carry one of my dumbbells. He gets hurt. Fuck. So I go and fucking stay in a motel room, all this stuff. Like it's the top three or four teenage division, top 3 open men, heavyweight, natural, Mr. Tri-Cities. Come back. Of course, I'm in trouble, right? I knew it though. I already knew the penalty, right? I already knew it was gonna be 45 days restriction, extra duty, and all this other bullshit, right? I'd already gotten used to it. I had to do that for shit. I get to go watch the fights, and at Thailand they had the thing where they dip their hands in the resin and the glass, right? And they go fight like a kickboxer. My karate instructor, he was a 2nd degree black belt in Tang Soo Do, and he used to do all kinds of great. He was like 5'8", right? And he would jump up in the air, jump over my head like in a kickboxer. The little guy that was jumping over, Van Damme was jumping over the little guy's head. But that thing that Van Damme was doing, where he was jumping up in the air and kicking over the guy, over dude's head. That's what he was doing to me, but not Van Damme to a little guy. This little guy, and I'm like a couple inches taller than him. He's jumping over my head, and whew, if you can hear the, you can hear and feel his foot go. Whew. Pretty impressive, that little fucker. But yeah, he was pretty impressive. So he had it set up, so we're gonna go watch those fights, right, in Thailand. Well, I couldn't fucking go because I got in trouble for fighting on the fucking, and then the dad come. He gave me the right advice, right? But he thought that because I was a bigger guy, if I just was telling him, you know, to basically mind his own business, or I was going to smash his face, that he would back down because I was a bigger guy, and that was the wrong thing to do. Should have used my diffusion principles. They've always worked before. So I basically used the same verbiage he told me to do. He said, if you talk to me that way one more time, I'm gonna slam your punk ass. That's what my karate instructor told me, not to smash his face, but I was gonna slam his punk ass. That was the verbiage he told me to use. Well, he got up on my face and lunged to me, so I punched him and broke his nose and fucking. So that was not good, because then 45 days restriction, 45 days extra duty didn't get to go to Thailand, nothing, right? So, anyways, which other than watching the fights, was a lot of guys want to go bang the chicks. I was a virgin at the time. I was only 19 years old, you know, so I wasn't going for that, right? I wasn't going to go lose my virginity to a prostitute. So, anyways, so we get to, so I do that, and I do the show, and I come back, and I got lucky too. My parents had just moved, right? So all their old information, they don't fucking live in there anymore. So that telephone number is no good anymore, right? So I got lucky. Otherwise, my parents would have sent me back. So I did the show. I came back and said, you know, I was gonna just try and represent the Navy. I was gonna give you guys all the credit, but I didn't win the show. And the captain says, that doesn't matter. You know, you fucking went AWOL and you can't be doing that shit. And da-da-da-da. And this ain't a fucking ship to fucking breed athletes, you know, this is for fucking highly trained military and blah blah blah. The fucking, you know, the fucking bald, this guy, he wasn't bald, but you remember the bald guy in Top Gun? He was fucking all in, you know, Maverick and Goose's ass, right? Fucking yelling and shit. That's what captains do, right? Didn't bother me. I already knew what was coming, you know, yes sir, no sir, but I was very respectful and apologized. And 45 days of extra duty, 45 days restriction, yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Here we go for a third time. Fucking boot camp, I had to go to fucking short tour. Fucking marching party like 3 times. And pissed the instructors off because I liked it and I passed. My senior chief pulled me in the office and yelled at me and told me I was gonna have to go through a short tour 3 times because everybody fails their first time or 2. But I was the only motherfucker that passed, and it's 3 hours with holding the rifle and fucking doing all that bullshit. But anyways, so long story short, the more interesting part of the whole motherfucking contest was the trouble I got in, right? But you know, maybe I was a bad boy, whatever you want to call it, but I got almost perfect on scores on all my fucking evals, right? And then the honorable discharge with recommendation to reenlist, which I did. But just the reserves, so on paper it looks impressive. It's 10 years, but only 2 of them were active duty in the Seafair Fireman Program, and the last 2 were the reserves. And I shattered my kneecap in a damn car accident. That's another video. But that caused me to miss some drills. So out of that 2 years, I did a few months. I got hurt. I came back, did a couple more months, time up, and took my, at that time, second, what do you call it, discharge. My second honorable discharge. Careful, dog. And got out while I still could before I pissed too many people off, right? Now by then I fucking mellowed out, right? But anyways, that's about it. Don't do Arnold Schwarzenegger imitations on the 1MC in the military. It tends to piss people off. Like I said, 45 days restriction, extra duty, all that other bullshit. Just for your Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. Don't get into fights, same thing. Get, fucking 45 days restriction, 45 days extra duty, suspended pay, all that shit. Then fucking, then the other thing too, AWOL, they don't like that either. That's they get penalized for that. But they understood. They didn't like it, but they got it. It was just left for a weekend, right? It came right back. It's not like fucking, it was AWOL for like 30 days or something. Like left in wartime. I'm not gonna leave my fucking guys, if we're in a war. I'm not gonna do that, right? If there's a contest, let's just try to figure out how to move the contest or move the war then. But fortunately, I was never in that position where I had to choose because they're both war, right? No, I'd never fucking leave wartime. Are you fucking kidding me? But anyways, there's been Showtime, and Showtime's trying to fit this over here. Size, growth,